This is a great air dry clay project for beginners, and we're going to make a larger version of this mini pot. I know you're really going to enjoy making these trinket pots, and they can be painted or illustrated beautifully too. In today's video, I'll share my techniques with you and many air dry clay tips and tricks. Straight out of the packet, I like to smooth the clay with my fingers to form a smooth ball so that it rolls well. To roll the clay to an even thickness, add something flat to each side to the required thickness. These blocks were 9 mm thick. This slab of clay is now 9 mm in thickness, and it's a really good thickness to work with as a beginner. You can make it much thicker than this too, just don't go any thinner at this stage. I have enough clay for my circular disc that is 10 centimeters or 4 inches. Cookie cutters work really well with air dry clay. I like to work on a smooth tile like this, but if you find the clay gets stuck, then how about trying working on a piece of cloth, as you'll always be able to pick this cloth up. This disc is the base of the pot, so it's going to be the diameter of the pot. In pottery, this is the slab building technique, and so now we're going to roll out some more slabs of clay, this time to make the sides of the pot. If you need more clay like I did here, I've got 2 chunks of clay that I'm bringing together to be one again. I give it a good knead and then a nice smooth with my thumbs and fingers. This helps bring all the clay back together, and if you do this and you start off with a lovely smooth ball of clay, then there are going to be far less cracks that are going to form. Whereas if you start with a crumbly piece of clay, then yes, unfortunately, it might crack and crumble more. Enjoy the clay and really enjoy working with it with your hands. To make the sides of the pot, I need to make a long coil, and I need to make it the circumference of this disc. I'm using a piece of paper just as a rough guide. This gives you a rough idea of the size of pot you actually want to create if you can mock it up in paper like this. But don't worry, this pot can be absolutely any size you wish. Use what you have on hand and enjoy the process. I make sure I roll the clay just lengthways to try and lengthen the clay out. Don't worry if you have any bubbles form like I do here. Just simply pop them and squeeze out the air, blending the clay back together again. My air dry clay is now roughly about the right size, so I've just turned it over and smooth out the other side as well. If the clay has started to dry a little bit, or you have some cracks which you are finding hard to smooth out, then I have some air dry clay slip here, and you can use this at this time. So just take a little bit. All I do is smooth this over with my fingers, and it makes it nice and soft again and fills and blends any cracks. You can apply all these techniques to lots of your air dry clay projects. To cut a straight line in the air dry clay, I find the easiest way is to use a ruler just like this. Most often when I'm cutting any other shape into air dry clay, I just use a basic table knife, one dedicated to my air dry clay projects. Use the paper or a ruler to mark out how tall you want your pot to be, and then it will be about 1 centimeter taller than that as we add it on top of the base. If you find it a bit hard to handle a length of clay like this, then don't worry about rolling it back up and just make the clay even thicker. The thicker the clay, the easier it should be to handle. To securely join together 2 slabs of air dry clay, the score and slip method works really well. So take a sharp implement and score all the way around both surfaces that are going to join together, like I did here. Try and be neat, but really don't worry too much. And then I have some air dry clay slip again, and then I put a thin layer onto one of the surfaces where the score marks are. If you've not done this before, then try it out and see how it works for you. At this stage, I like to move my base onto the surface that it's going to dry on. And it's really helpful to have a small surface like this that you can turn so that you can work all the way around the pot when you need to. Align everything up as neatly as you can and give those surfaces a slight squeeze together. I then take my normal table knife and blend over these joins. I'll show you how we can strengthen these up just in a few moments. I like the base of my pots to be rounded at the bottom, so I use the technique whereas I take some of the base up and I pull that into the sides. The idea is to try and make this whole piece back into one piece of clay again. So there aren't any cracks, there aren't any gaps, and we're really going to smooth and sculpt and blend that into one piece. Instead of rounded like mine at the base, if you want yours to be flat, then you can add a coil of clay and make sure you blend all this in to make it nice and flat. Making all the joins really strong is a really important part of the process, so really do take your time with this. Again, if you have some cracks or the clay is drying out, add a little more air dry clay slip. It's smoothing out nicely, but the join I have in my sides here, I'm not quite happy with that, so I'm going to add some score, some slip, and a small coil of air dry clay onto this and blend it in well. And that will really secure and join up the clay, making sure it doesn't crack, or really trying our best anyway that it's not going to crack. Air dry clay does crack though at times, so really don't give yourself a hard time if it does crack. There's usually a way to fix it, and I'll show you how I clear up some cracks later on in the video. Air dry clay can leave quite a residue on our hands, and as it dries it can go a bit flaky, so every now and again it's best to wash them or rub that clay away and begin again. And this time I have a thin coil of clay, and I'm going to strengthen up the base of this pot and add a coil of clay, blending this and smoothing it into the base. Allow yourself plenty of time when you're creating a piece like this, as you really do want to take your time, and it does take more than the 12 minutes that I'm showing you here. Really have fun with these techniques and make any shapes and designs you wish. Over here on Red Rocking Bird, I have many videos to inspire you with air dry clay and other crafts. So if you're enjoying this, please do explore the rest of my videos, and I'd love it if you would subscribe. Please say hi in the comments below, as I really do love to hear from you. Adding this coil here really is going to strengthen up that join, and I'm sure it's not going to crack as it dries. Smoothing out does take its time, but you can leave it rustic if you wish. As you can see, having a surface that the clay sits on that you're able to move about is really handy. I have a whole range of circular cookie cutters, so I'm just taking one now to just check how circular the piece is, and yes, it stayed nice and circular. You can use anything circular to check this. If you're making a pot with no lid, then it doesn't matter so much, but because we want to be adding a lid, we need to make sure it's circular and we make the lid to the correct size. I'm pretty happy with that, and I can set it aside to dry. Taking the 10cm 4-inch cookie cutter, I just check to make sure it's actually the size it started off as, and it is. Don't worry if it's slightly different. Make a template and make it the size that it needs to be. Exactly as we did for the base, I've rolled another clay disc, and this is going to be the lid. I'm just checking again just what the inner diameter is, and I'll use this on the lid as our little lip for the lid. I take that inner cookie cutter and I just make an ever so slight indent where the outer rim of the lip is not going to go any further than. Rolling another coil of clay for the rim. My coil of clay is about 1 centimeter in thickness, but you can make it a bit thicker or thinner than this if you wish. You can now get more practice in with the score and slip technique, as this is how we then join these pieces together. But this time you don't need a coil, you just use that coil and blend this down into the lid, making it as smooth as you can, but really don't worry too much. Please do just enjoy the process. As this is a bit of a tighter area, I use a paintbrush and I smooth the air dry clay slip around in this way. Adding a hole in the lid with a straw like this is optional, and I'll soon show you how I use this. Yes, it does take quite a bit of smoothing, but I'm overall quite happy with that. It doesn't have to be perfect, and we can use sandpaper once it's fully dry. Making myself a coffee while it does dry, but I left mine to dry for about 4 days. Lovely and dry and all in one piece, apart from one tiny crack, which is where I didn't add an extra coil on that inside. Dampen the crack with some water, get some fresh air dry clay, and then smooth this in. All over the rest of the piece, you can now begin to give it a light sand But make sure you let any fresh clay dry completely before sanding and finishing. Clear away any dust and then it's ready to paint. I mainly use acrylic paints for mine. For the first coat of paint on the pot, I've added just a little bit of water to my acrylic paint, just so that the acrylic paint flows really nice and easily onto the piece and it absorbs that little bit into the air dry clay. Once this is fully dried, I then give it a second coat of paint. Be nice and vibrant if you wish and add lots of details, but for this one I've gone nice and neutral. I'll show you some more of my pots in future videos with lots of illustrations and details. Taking a long rectangle of cotton fabric, I'm folding this over, adding a little bit of white glue on the inside, and this is going to be my little handle for the pot. This is just a nice alternative. I added some tape on the end just to help me pull this through the hole. Tie in a knot, add some glue, and you're done. Just make sure on top of the paint you do fully varnish and fully seal. All air dry clay does need to be fully sealed on top of the acrylic paint, otherwise the paint will peel and your piece will ruin. There are plenty of options and I do have videos on varnishes. I love how this has turned out and I really do hope it's inspired you to make an air dry clay pot. Have lots of fun illustrating the pot and adding lots of different designs if you wish. I just wanted this video to be all about the techniques of making the pot with the air dry clay. And as I said, I have lots of different videos where I show you different ways that I paint these pieces. Thank you for watching. Check out these next creative videos.